Kia ora. Well, a real mixed bag of weather as we head through the rest of Saturday. Plenty of severe weather warnings and watches already in place across the Southland and even across parts of the Northland. These ones mainly as we head through the second part of Saturday and overnight in towards the early hours of Sunday. We've got warnings for heavy rainfall through parts of Canterbury and those northern parts of western, southern parts of Buller. Also up through parts of the Tasman area, those eastern parts of the Bay of Plenty, but as well we've got warnings for heavy snowfall down through parts of southern Canterbury, central Otago and the Queenstown Lakes area. It's already been a very unsettled start today thanks to this area of low pressure, which has brought heavy rainfall in towards the Tasman district, as much as 250 millimetres of rainfall so over some of those higher grounds, and feeding that rainfall through in towards Canterbury, given a very wet start today. Plenty of snowfall already been seen across places like Mount Cook, up in towards Arthur's Pass, and even down as low as places like Twizel and Alexandra. So very unsettled looking at Saturday. Things will get better as we head towards the end of the day and in towards Sunday around these eastern areas. But you can see on the Northland, we've got the tail end of this front sweeping across the Northland through this afternoon and evening, bringing with it the risk of some thunderstorms through parts of Northland, Auckland and that western side of the country. And as we go through the night time tonight, we'll find that rain continues to be drawn in by these northwesterly winds in towards that eastern part of the Bay of Plenty. So it's a heavy rain warning out for those areas as well as we go into the early hours of Sunday. But it's the Southland that bears the brunt of the wet weather through the first part of the day on Saturday. You can see these blue colours showing that rainfall stretching right across from the west coast to the east coast. So a wet day even on the eastern side of the Southland. Heaviest rainfall up towards the higher parts of the Canterbury High Country. That's where we could find another 100 odd millimetres of rainfall through the daytime there. Where that wet weather meets the cold air, it will fall as snowfall down the south. But you can see as well we've got heavy rainfall across those ranges of northern Westland, southern parts of Buller and those southern parts of the Nelson Lakes area, and more wet weather still with us as we go in towards the afternoon for places like northwest Tasman, the Richmond and the Bryant Range as well, on that border between Tasman and Marlborough. Through the night time, or through the afternoon, we'll find thunderstorms moving their way across the Northland, some heavier falls of rain with those, and that rain pushing through towards the eastern parts of the Bay of Plenty, lingering there through in towards Sunday. Down in the south, though, with that cold air, we will find some snowfall still with us, particularly over the higher parts of southern Canterbury, south of the Rangitata, and in towards central Otago and the Queenstown Lakes area. The heaviest snowfall above about 600 metres, but we could find that snow down to about 200 metres or so as we go through the afternoon. But I think we are going to find the heaviest about the tops of those higher ranges and higher passes, so do take extra care, extra caution. Keep up to date with the road information from NZTA, Waka Kotahi, on all the information on the roads through there. But it is looking like a snowy story. Pretty late in the season, but it is looking like a real change to what we've been used to over the last few days. We've got some road snowfall warnings in place from everywhere from, say, Arthur's Pass down towards Milford Road. Most of those as we go through the rest of Saturday, but for some of those more southern ones, places like Linda's Pass, perhaps that snowfall running through into the early hours of the morning for Sunday as well. Head along to the Met Service website for more info on those. Not to be outdone, it's also pretty windy, particularly around those western parts of the Southland. Western Fiordland seeing some pretty strong east or southeasterly winds wrapping around towards that area of low pressure. And through the night time tonight, Saturday into Sunday, we'll find those winds increasing around parts of Taranaki and Taihape. There's a strong wind watch out for those regions as we go through there. And still that watch for places like Dunedin as we go through the night time for some heavy rainfall. Now, as we go in towards Sunday, things are getting better. This low pressure clears away, so we'll find that rainfall finally clearing away from the eastern coast. Still some showers to watch out for across North Canterbury later on. This low pressure keeps hold of a fair bit of cloud and showery weather around those western sides of the country. For the Northland, east is probably the best place to be for some dry weather. We'll find some showers running through there, and a similar story as we head through towards Labour Day as well, with the low pressure crossing the country, keeping more showery weather across the western side of New Zealand, and generally drier weather out towards the east. But for that eastern side of the Southland, although it's a wet looking day today, we've got that heavy rainfall warning and watches in place, particularly for those areas west of State Highway 1. Things are looking better in terms of drier weather as we head in towards Sunday and Monday. And that's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.